One area animal shelter under fire for their practices concerning euthanizing animals. The shelter is fighting back. Joining me now are two men in the center of this controversy involving the municipal shelter in Hamilton, New Jersey. First, I want to introduce Jeff Plunkett. He is the health officer for Hamilton Township. Jeff, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Very well, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Dante DePiro, also here. He is the attorney that sent the initial letter saying they have to cease and desist what they're calling the kill on demand. I do want to start with you, Jeff. At what point were you aware there was a controversy over your municipal shelter's policy regarding the strays, regarding the animals that were suffering from life-ending and life-threatening illnesses?
Towards the middle of July, there was some attention given through Township Council regarding our shelter, Bill. And from that point on to the current date, it's been pretty much a daily issue for us.
Here's what I understand, just for the context for our viewers, that for $100, people could take their pets or strays that they found who were dealing with life-threatening illnesses, who were in the last days. You would take them and euthanize them humanely. You had two technicians who were trained by the Humane Society. What has changed now since you got the letter from the attorneys?
Well, let me correct one thing you said. If a stray was brought into us, Bill, that's not an owner surrender. That must be maintained in the shelter for 7 days to allow a possible owner to claim his animal. So the issue we're talking about is what we were calling owner surrenders, where a pet owner, documented licensed owner of that pet with proper ID, would bring the pet into our shelter, request it to be humanely put to sleep due to end-of-life issues, whether it's arthritis, cancer, just old age, and the animal was suffering. To put it out in a kennel for 7 days after that, let it suffer if it's ill, or actually put it up for adoption or foster when it was that family's pet, certainly to all of us felt we had a moral obligation to that family.
Dante, let me bring you in now. Your letter, among other attorney letters, as I understand it, put a stop to this. What's the problem? You've got the Humane Society that has trained these technicians. You've got a lower cost for families that may not be able to afford going to a regular vet visit. And now these dogs are not going to suffer. Where is the problem?
To start with, the shelter was not using certified individuals to do euthanasia. So I've seen no evidence that they were certified by anybody, and under the law, and this is the finding of the State Department of Health, euthanasia must only be done by a licensed veterinarian or by someone who's been certified by a veterinarian to perform those functions.
So who are your clients, and what was their aim?
So my clients are residents of the township. They didn't retain me to seek money damages. Their sole purpose was to stop this practice of killing animals before 7 days.
But Dante, that does not cover terminally ill animals. So a pet owner surrenders an animal to be euthanized, it's because they want to put them out of their misery, literally.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's one reason that they might want to euthanize an animal, but unfortunately, the real fact is, and the sad truth is, a lot of times people just don't want their animals anymore. And what was happening here, we obtained Oprah records of the animals that were actually killed in Hamilton, and it goes way back before this supposed justification to help terminal animals. I'll read you a couple. October 6th, mixed breed black senior dog brought in on the 6th of October, killed the same day. The reason, according to the shelter, they wrote euthanasia at owner's request. There's nothing there that said a veterinarian looked at this animal and said this animal is critically ill.
How do you respond to what Dante has just said?
When an owner asked us to put down their pet, we never asked for a diagnosis, nor did we send it out to be diagnosed. We did it at their request. It was their family pet. And to me, it seems very difficult to ask a person, why are you doing this?
That's the problem. That's exactly the problem.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Dante. It sounds like there will be more to come on this issue. I appreciate both of your times tonight.